All right, so hopping into it today, as you may have guessed, today we are getting into smart plans in the basics. So we just saw a video defining what a smart plan is. Anyone have any more questions on that? Anything they want to know? Facebook land, we can hear you on the TV, so chime in just the same. Okay, well, hey, everyone knows what it is. Cool, we're gonna just keep rolling. So where you come here, you hit the red KW, and that will show you what every applet is. Now you don't actually have to hit that. You could just go directly to the picture, but if you're still learning what is what, clicking here kind of helps out. We're gonna hop into smart plans today. And last week we went over contacts and all the details of what contacts are. So if you have any questions surrounding contacts, feel free to hit me up during office hours, or that class will be back around on the first week of June. So in the meantime, we're hopping into smart plans here, and of course, with every live class, same things seem to be a little on the slow side on the internet. Gotta love how that happens. Gotcha. So we have in here another internet extender. That's that net thing. So you guys can attach your internet. I'm going to change this one after class to the extended network, the 5G extension signal. That's supposed to make that stronger. It's made a huge difference for Erica in her office. All right, so we're back here. We are in smart plans, and as the video discussed, these are the smart plans that I've been writing, and you can click on here to see what they are. Basically, a great smart plan is going to be one that's targeted for its audience, and it's a plan of action. And the idea behind this technology is to make you the tech-enabled agent so you can use this for leverage to get more time out of your day and more touches with your people. So right now we are on my personal side. There is a team side, and I know my home real estate group is here to learn about that. So we'll show a little bit of the team side as well. Functionally, it's the same. The big difference is on the team side, the Rainmaker can create plans that then the team members can use. So if we come in here, the first thing I want to do is the Smart Plans library. Who here feels like they know the real estate business well enough to write a flawless smart plan that's going to have great results? I thought you might raise your hand. You're really good.
I can't write it.
Fair enough. So let's say you need a good starting point. You come up here to the Smart Plan library, and you'll see up here, it says I'm actually gonna close your faces Zoom world just so I can see the screen better, but I can still hear you if you talk. You'll even tell us who you are. The first thing you're gonna see are these featured plans. These are plans that are written by people and have been upvoted enough or are being used by enough agents that, hey, they're gonna get featured. They're not all Keller Williams plans. You see this long-term literature here is actually written by Marty Miller. And I think being written by Marty Miller has probably helped that plan get up to the top. But you can come here and click see all, and you'll see all of the feature plans. Now these feature plans are gonna change as new plans are added or as time goes on. So if you're just looking for a good idea of a plan, these are the featured plans there. Otherwise, you're gonna load in and you're gonna have default plans by Keller Williams and then top rated plans in the first screen. And these are all plans that you are able to go ahead and download and put to use right away. You don't have to wait. You don't have to do anything. Now, I'll warn you, you want to make sure you edit those plans before you start assigning contacts to it, because I had one that was written by an agent in Hawaii that I didn't check when I first started. And the follow-up said, aloha, rainbow. And it's like, oh, that doesn't quite fit the Tri-Cities. So fortunately, I caught it before it got out of hand. But
you just said you were half the line or something.
I mean, no, I can't say that because I'm Batman.
How do you see these brands? So, like, I can see view steps and add smart plan, but how do you?
Yeah, so hopping right into that is you come in here and you click on view steps, and it's going to show you what's in the plan. So you see right here, the first part of this plan is actually links it to another smart plan, a monthly neighborhood nurture smart plan. Then it'll wait 10 days. It'll then create a task telling you to call the contact. It'll wait 10 more days, create a task asking you to send an email, which I don't know why they have that there, because you can totally just set it up to send the email for you. That's Marty's plan. I'm going to give him a hard time, guys. It's going to be great. And so on and so forth. So it also, after waiting 10 days, it will send one of 6 different text messages as well.
So when you said it said Aloha, so if we were to click add smart plan, does it take us to the next step that you edit, or?
Yeah, so we'll get there.
Oh, okay.
Right now we're in the Smart Plan library, and to be clear, sorry if it was missed. This is where you can find Smart Plans to download and then edit. You don't have to use them right away. You'll be able to edit and change them to your heart's content.
So add smart plan, is it just gonna add it to our database and start sending stuff out?
No, it's going to add it to your Smart Plans app,
Okay,
so then you can edit and choose who goes on the Smart Plan.
okay,
Because keep in mind, and I'll show you in my Tri-Town side, which is where I'm running my business out of. You can have multiple Smart Plans, and you have Smart Plans that start people on other Smart Plans, and then you have Smart Plans for an open house follow-up, Smart Plans for lead follow-up, all these great things.
okay.
So these are the featured Smart Plans, and when you're searching for Smart Plans, you can search by just the name of the Smart Plan. So here's something, everyone with a laptop, I'd like you to do. I'd like you to search for neighborhood up here. And I want you to come over here to where it says monthly neighborhood nurture. And I want you to click on add Smart Plan. It's going to ask you to name the Smart Plan. And that's just the name that you want it to be in your list of Smart Plans. Did you spell neighborhood correctly?
I just typed in May and it came up.
Yeah. So there must be a space or some other typo in your search field. And it's NEIGHBOR?
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's pulled up right here.
Yeah, I've got record library.
You have featured selected on the upper right hand side.
Oh, are we supposed to change that?
Yeah, so the featured is what shows up by default. You don't need to put featured here. So there it is right there now. Monthly neighborhood nurture.
But how would I know to turn featured off? Do I need
It shouldn't have been auto. You may have accidentally clicked it or something, because
what should it be there?
blank. It should just be blank.
Okay, mine was already in there, so maybe some of you check. I didn't have it.
Yeah, and you might have it in the Facebook world. You may or may not have it. I know this class is going to have a variety of experience with command in it. So
Which one did you want us
the monthly neighborhood nurture,
to the intro or just
just the monthly. Intro is a different one that I've used, but I'm not as much of a fan because it's too cumbersome for me. So once you add that to your Smart Plans, you can come back here to where it says My Smart Plans, and that should be on the list of plans available to you.
Okay, so we put add smart plan, and then it says add to my smart plans plan name, leave it my monthly neighborhood nurture.
You can name it whatever you would like it to be, however you want it to show up on here.
Okay.
Like I renamed it MMNN for simplicity's sake.
Okay, and then download.
Yep. And so the reason I like this monthly neighborhood nurture is it's a repeating email. And we're going to kind of go off out of Smart Plans here for a second, so I can show you guys what this is and how you can start using this today. I hope that this is a takeaway that you can start putting your contacts on today to bring value to them. So the monthly neighborhood nurture is essentially a monthly automated email, and it replaces newsletters for me in my business. Now that might not be the way you want it in every business, but for me that works. So I'm actually going to hop over to Tri-Town Home Group because this is where I actually have my business. And I'm going to go down to the monthly neighborhood nurture that I have in here. So mine was called My Monthly Neighborhood Nurture, and I have 48 contacts on that. So To add more contacts to this, you can click right here, add contact, and you can look up the contact, and you have to make sure that they have neighborhoods in order to add them to it. So here is Alexis Santos here. I can click that and click add to Smart Plan, and then I will choose when she starts, either immediately or at a future date. So because this is a once a month mailer, a lot of people like to choose the date that goes out, because I know one team that says, hey, on the 1st, we send out our physical newsletter in the mail, and on the 15th, we want them to get something in their email. This is their something in their email. So for them, they could click here and have it start on the 15th, or any date that you would so choose.
Now, if they don't have a neighborhood, can you add the neighborhood right then, or should you go back and add the neighborhood first and then go in?
You can go back and add it right then, but if you're trying to have it execute instantly instead of later, you're going to generate an error, because it's going to look for a neighborhood right away and then go, oh, there's no neighborhood. So we'll have them add this here, and it's going to bring up the screen to confirm that this is the plan you want that person to be on. It will also say all text messages will be automatically sent through your Twilio number if you have that set up. And Twilio is something that I do want to cover, and we went over it briefly last Friday, if I recall. If not, we should have. Anyway, we'll hop over there. First time through the series, so you know how it is. You take some notes and you keep going. So we're gonna go ahead and hit confirm, and that person will now be on the monthly neighborhood nurture. And so now I have 48 people instead of 47 on that plan. Let's go ahead and look at a few things in the back end. If we come up here to where our name is, and we go to settings, you're gonna see in settings here, and of course the internet's being slow and messing up my settings. It always happens when it's live too. Never when I'm working, always when it's live. If you come scroll down here to the very bottom of settings, you have Twilio. This can be as little as $3.16 a month. The downside is every team member would need to have one. And it is credits for texting. You wind up picking a Twilio number, and that auto texts out from that Twilio number. It does have some disclaimers and opt-out stuff, which I get, because as an agent, I'm like, oh, I don't want people to see a message that says stop. It makes it look like it's spam. But you know what? If you don't have that, you could actually get sued pretty easily with anti-spam laws and telemarketing laws. So once most people, though, they don't have a problem with that, just because it's become so normal. And so what you do here is you click.
It says subscribe.
Yep. You click subscribe in Marketplace here, and it'll take you to the Marketplace. For me, it's managed subscription because I'm already there. And it will take you out here where you can purchase it. I actually, especially with the internet being slow, don't want to spend a ton of time on this. But for 300 credits, which is probably about 200 text messages, depending on how long they are and if you use images, it's $3.16 a month. I was on the medium plan for a long time, and I was running a team as well as doing texting for tech training, and I couldn't use all 1,500 credits a month. Right now, I've gone down to the $3 plan, and I actually still have 7,000 sitting there ready to be used last time I paid attention to it. So it might be less. We'll look soon. But anyway, if you need help going through this, reach out to me, log into Tech Hours, shoot me a text. We'll get this set up, because this is really big for Smartplans and automated texting. And just a quick review from last time with the neighborhood, for those of you who weren't here. Your contact, to add them to neighborhood, you're going to be here in their contact card. And the neighborhood's right here. If there's no neighborhood, this will be blank, and it will just have the add neighborhood. And if you have their address, which I don't for this person, it will automatically put them into a neighborhood. Now, you don't need to go edit the contact card to add to a neighborhood. You can just click add neighborhood here, and then you can click find on map. And then using these buttons or holding down control of the mouse wheel, you can zoom in and click around to move this to focus in around Kennewick or wherever the Tri-Cities, or really anywhere in the world. And click on the neighborhood to add them to, and it will add them to that neighborhood, and that will be what the monthly neighborhood nurture is. And
Neighborhood nurture send out, I kind of looked at it actually the other day.
Mhm.
What it's, there you go.
Yep. So this is what it sends out. And we did look at this last week briefly, but it goes off of your marketing profile. And it just shows what's going on in the neighborhood as well as your marketing information. It's a great little touch. How I use this when I'm out in the wild is I'll be like, hey, person I met at the store, it's great chatting with you. You know, I send out market information once a month to your email. Where should I send that for you? I'd love for you to be able to take advantage of that. And a lot of people will give you an email, and then you're able to send this out and start marketing to them that way and start building that relationship.
Yes, I have a question on this. So this is sending them an email just with listings in their market, or is this like actual information about what's going on in their neighborhood?
Yes. So we have the listings here with the snapshot, and you can change their neighborhoods right here if there are multiple neighborhoods. But you see up here in the corner it says neighborhood stats. This will link them deeper in, and it comes, it generates from that neighborhood bit. But at this point, it's getting them deeper into the system and showing them more detail about the neighborhood, what's going on, all of this statistical information. Nearby schools, places. So it has Yelp reviews and whatnot that are brought up here, and great information that they can get. And then if they're interested, this links them directly into Command and creates a lead for them. And if they go through and they create an account based on this, then they're linked to your website for a lot of those features that we'll talk about on class number 4. I have the hiccups. Sorry, guys. So really, it's a powerful tool, and that's why I start with the monthly neighborhood nurture. And I'm going back into Smartplans now, but I really want to encourage everybody to download today the monthly neighborhood nurture and get some of their people on it. Maybe it's just your parents, your siblings, your aunt, uncle, that hobbit that comes to Thanksgiving, whatever it is. But get them on that plan so you can start to get some practice with it, and you can really see the value in that. So is there any questions this far? We just kind of went to featured, downloaded the monthly neighborhood nurture, and added a contact to it, and then reviewed neighborhoods in Twilio. Any questions at this point before I get into some other stuff? Sweet. Zoom world. Sorry, I'm used to saying Facebook world. What do you guys got? You guys can't all be super quiet and content up there. Are you still there? I like how like no one answers.
I'm here.
Poor Valeria, because she knows me so well, she feels like she has to speak up, or I won't move on. It is true. No one speaks up. Move on.
I'm here too, Brian.
Awesome. And I somehow drew a red line on
That was me.
Oh, that was you?
Yeah.
Awesome. I didn't know you could do that.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
How do I disable that? All right, so hopping back into the library. We have more search options here. So
That
if
was
you
weird.
click
I
on
can draw
the
on this
filter,
video.
it's going to let you search here by duration as well. So how long the smart plan has been in existence. You can search by the author, whoever wrote the smart plan. Also how many touches the smart plan has and how many agents use it, and by rating. Now, just to make sure we're on a vocabulary bit, does everybody know what a touch is? So a touch is a contact with the client. So for example, if I had Chris on a smart plan and it was going to send her an email, or not an email, a text message through Twilio, when that text message went out, that's a client touch right there to communicate with them. So my favorite search is maybe the author search, because you can search by Brian Verhey. I think that guy's pretty cool. Click on the checkbox there and then filter the search results. And you'll see I have a plan that's been up here since November. I got 3 reviews that are a 5-star review, but 54 agents are using my smart plan. And so you're able to search it that way and then click add smart plan to download it in the same way you would the monthly neighborhood nurture, and also the view steps. So that's the kind of in a nutshell what the Smart Plans library entails. It's just a great source for a whole bunch of different smart plans and resources to get you going. I plan to start a series of smart plans that I'm going to share called a Bite of Command series, and it's basically opening the book on the plans that I use in my day-to-day business. So we'll go ahead and we'll pop back to smart plans here. And we are still in my team instance. You'll notice the only difference here, it says team plans instead of my smart plans. And that's okay because it functions just the same, but this has all my other plans. So let's go ahead and let's create a smart plan. It says create team smart plan here instead of create smart plan. Again, it functions the same. The only difference is in this case, the Rainmaker is making the smart plan for the whole team. And we will just go ahead and call this training smart plan so I can remember to delete it. And we can hit apply. And I'm going to run you through roughly the creation of smart plans and how they work and all the steps. We're not going to create a functioning smart plan here, but I would love to spend time masterminding around it if you guys would like to and have any questions. So the first thing I'm going to do with this smart plan is I'm actually going to click on this here. These are the actions that can be taken over here. And when you click on them, it adds them in. So I clicked on create task. And what this is going to do, it's going to put an item on your task list or your to-do list that appears on your home screen and also here on the task list here. And this is kind of the hub of it. This is telling you when to take action and how to automate your day a little bit. So if something needs to happen that is not automatic, you're going to have a little checkbox saying, hey, go ahead and do this to follow up. So that way, if you have, Chris, how many people do you have in your database?
I think we have 300 something.
Yeah, so you don't have to remember to keep in touch with 387 people. The plan is going to tell you when to text Mr. Buyer A or Mrs. Buyer A, and then the plan is going to come back and also say, hey, write a handwritten notes, whatever you design it to do. So this task list here, I will come in and I'll click on this F thing. It's called a merge field. And I'm going to put contact first name, and I'll even go back behind this, and I will say write personal note to contact first name, follow up on recent event, whatever it is that you're wanting to put in there. And let me correct my spelling so spelling champ doesn't get on me. But it's whatever it can be, and that's the thing. You can write these for your businesses. If you're someone who's new and isn't sure what works, that's what the library is for. So then we're going to come in here and we have that, and then we're going to set a delay, and you can delay up to 30 days. And so let's say we're going to wait 7 days. And then after 7 days, we're going to make a phone call.
I have a question. So you, back under task name, you clicked on that side piece, and then you came over and you did write personal note, but it left to contact name. How are you getting that to stay? Mine says in gray, example, call, contact first name.
Yeah, so basically, you make sure your cursor is in where you want it to be. You click on this here, and you hover over it and just give it a click, and it should just fill right in.
So then it'll say my cursor staying at the beginning of example.
Staying at the beginning of example, so it's staying right over here.
Yeah, and I have F in the drop down. Contact first name. Here. And it's grayed out, and I can't find it.
Let me take a gander here.
But when I type on it, then it gets rid of contact first name. I think I'm
Yeah, I actually saw exactly what you're doing at the same time.
Wow.
Good enough.
got it, everyone, thanks.
Hey, you know what? It's fine. We're all here to learn the tech. And so I'm happy to stop and help someone with the tech.
But now that cursor's not.
And it might be the computer you're using, not having a mouse doing weird clicks as well.
Actually, no, it's, Okay, it's weird. It just keeps putting in contact person.
Gotcha. Let's loop back after class to make sure I'm helping you out. But I don't want to hold everyone up either. So anyway, we set the delay and now we're making a call and it's the same thing. So I will go call contact first name. And in my case, I will go here and I will say call contact and use Ford script, which is one of the basically talking point scripts that we have here with Keller Williams. It's a really great script. For those of you who don't know what that is, hey, it's okay, that'll come in time. I have actually had newer agents take and copy and paste what that script is in here. So when they're working with the task, they can actually read what it is and go through it. You could also put a hyperlink in here if you need to link yourself to another source to have a guide for the call or whatever works. Another thing, send email. So if you click on send email, it winds up looking like this. Are you still struggling with that?
No, mine, I can write it up above and create a task plan.
That's weird.
But I don't, so how do I save it? So you're so far ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, it's
So
all
I
good.
put that in there. So once you do it, do you have to save it anywhere?
Nope, you just keep adding to it. When you're done creating a smart plan, you can hit save right up here to save the whole smart plan.
Okay.
But each step by step, as you're filling it out, you don't have to save each time. You just keep going. So with the email, there's a couple things you can do. You can just write the email, put the subject in there, test, and then you could just come down here and write the email. And you have all the standard tools that you'd expect up here. You have the bold, italic, bullet points, text size, text color, all that standard, as well as add a link. You also have the merge field. So this is a powerful way if you're just doing a text email. You can say, hi, merge field, contact first name, which is saying right here. This is, and if you are on a team, this is a powerful bit. Click here and you go agent first name. So what that's going to do is it's going to say, hi, let's say I am writing this email to Chris again. It will say, hi, Chris, this is Brian. And where that's powerful for teams is the Rainmaker can write this plan and every person on their team can go ahead and use the same plan and it'll be personalized to them. Another really cool feature with emails is doing design emails. So if you click here on designs, it will let you select a design and you make these emails in designs, which we'll go over in week 4. But if you click select design, it's going to bring you up here and you have a whole bunch of Keller Williams templates that are already made that you can select from. Or you can go in to my design templates and you can select custom made templates. You guys will see a lot of these emails in the coming days as these are going to be drip campaign emails that I made to reach out to y'all with tech. So any questions so far on that? I'm just going to go ahead and select this email template here. Otherwise, we can keep going. So we can set another delay. And of course, we can send a text message. Now, there's 2 choices with text message. There's static and dynamic. A static text message is going to be, this is a text message that's sent every single time. A dynamic text message, on the other hand, brings up multiple options. So if you want to use the same smart plan over and over again, but you don't want it to feel like you're sending an automated text every single time, the dynamic text option is going to let you do that. And you basically just write several different versions of a text message that would fill that point of the plan. So we can come in here and we can go, text 1 is the first text message, and then next time around on the plan, they can get text uno, and you can add up to 6 text messages, I believe. And it will just choose one of these text messages every time to send out. And that way you can send the same message over and over again without it feeling fresh, without it feeling like, hey, I'm being talked to by a computer, not by a human. So that is the dynamic text versus the static text, which is it's just to send this text message every time. Both have really cool use cases. And then finally, the last thing that we have here is the add to smart plan. So the add to smart plan has several different uses available to it. You can add them to another smart plan. So a lot of my follow-up, I will, for my online lead follow-up, as I can show you, I will say my hello message. Then I will actually attach them to a neighborhood nurture for the neighborhood that they clicked on the lead in. So I might not have their address, but I know they looked at this, clicked on this ad for this house in Findlay. I'm going to add them to that neighborhood. And then as part of my follow-up plan, we will go ahead and add them to the monthly neighborhood nurture. And when it gets to this step, it will add them to that. And in that plan, whatever plan you add them to will execute as written. And then the last thing is you can restart a smart plan. So if you're wanting to write a smart plan to have run over and over again, you come here and you have it repeat. It can be unlimited repeats. Otherwise, I think it caps at 7 if you're not doing unlimited, which is not showing up on the screen because, you know, why would it? So that's the basic blocks of building a smart plan. Is there any question on any of this functionality and how it works? I know you're having a hard time, Chris. We'll sit down together and make sure you're taken care of. All right, any questions on the, or not questions, anything on this that you like that's popping out at you? Is anyone just flipping lost and needs me to root back to something?
You have to add all these, like, I guess that's where I'm confused. Like, so we started with, we created a task. So then do you just move down this list and you could create multiple tasks, add a call, add an email, you're creating a full smart plan? Mm-hmm. Or are you just creating one task and then starting over? Or so
this is one plan. This is, and let me get out and show you a plan that I had. I was in here to show you the nuts and bolts of the smart plan. Let me show you one that I've put together myself. So if we come in here and let's look at my sphere of influence smart plan, and I'll go into edit mode so you can see it more cleanly. So this is my sphere of influence smart plan, and it's an active smart plan. So when you have contacts assigned to a smart plan, you cannot go in and make changes to that smart plan. So you want to make sure it's set up and good to go from the beginning. But this is, oh, this is my part 2. I want my part 1, sorry. Yes, discard changes because I couldn't make any changes. Sphere of influence part 2. Sphere of influence part 1, here we go. So what this smart plan here is going to do is the first, when I add them to the contact, this is for the people in my database. I believe in a very relational style, keeping in touch. So the first thing that's going to happen is I'm going to be prompted to make a call with this contact. So it's going to say call, contact first name, contact last name, call and check in with the contact, use the forward script. That is going to appear on my task list as something for me to do. Then the plan is going to create another task asking me to send them a handwritten note to follow up on the call, because I believe the way I run my business is calls, notes, pop-bys is my kind of mantra. Then it's going to wait 10 days because I just did 2 touch tasks. After that 10 days, it's going to add them to a smart plan, and that smart plan is actually the monthly neighborhood nurture. If they're already on the monthly neighborhood nurture, it will just skip that step. Then it will wait 15 days and it will send this text message. So let's say I am texting Valeria. In fact, Valeria, you may have seen this. It will say, hey, contact first name. This is Brian. I was just checking in to see how everything is going. I'd love to catch up in person. Let's get together for coffee or lunch next week.
I have a question. If they actually respond to that message, does that go to our personal number? Does it get, like, how do we receive that? Does it just let command know?
It pops back to command. And if you have Kelly set up working on your phone, it will send you a notification on Kelly. You can't respond from your phone yet. That's the one, hold up, command MC is coming. And that will hopefully be here on, I don't have an exact date, hopefully June or July, and then that'll add that functionality to where you can respond from your phone. but it's all gonna come from your Twilio number, and it'll actually appear up here. So here's one. I got a response from this person, Jenny Brooks, today. She's a Facebook lead, that they want a ranch, large, updated kitchen, 2 ovens, gas range. And so when I click on that, and I'll do that after we're done talking about Smartplans, that will take me into her contact where I can reply using my keyboard. So it's really nice on that bit. I agree. We need the functionality from the phone. It will be here. They're working on it.
At least if you see the message come through, Kelly, it'll prompt us to contact them, most likely have to.
Mhm. Well, and the one thing I like about that, it's a flawed system, but ever the positive, which is not who I normally am, but I'm going with it. It keeps you from being a Pop-Tart agent because you can't instantly reply and pop to,
Yeah.
It lets you, lets them realize, hey, they're gonna need a little bit of time to reply because they're a busy person. So silver lining, as it were. So anyway, it's gonna send that text message. It's gonna wait for 3 days, and then it's going to create a task for me to follow up with them and see if they do indeed want to go to coffee or lunch as I offered in my last text message. And again, this is a plan that I wrote myself. I will be sharing these soon since I've field tested them. Then it's gonna wait a month, and it's gonna add them to another smart plan, which is the Sphere of Influence Part 2 smart plan. So you're only able to do so much time and so many touches per smart plan. And so to get around this, you add them to that other smart plan. And then that takes them over to my Part 2 smart plan, which is the one I was in initially. And in this Part 2 smart plan, it's going to immediately send them a text message, check in, see how they're going. And it's one of two. So I'm using that dynamic text message, so it mixes it up because they're seeing this roughly every 60 days. Actually, sorry, they're seeing this twice a year. So I figured 2 text messages was enough to achieve my goal. It'll wait 30 more days and tell me to make another phone call. And it reminds me to check social media before I call, because I have about 700 people in my database I'm following up with. And I'm not going to remember every detail of every conversation. Social media kind of lets me do the creep and see what's going on in their world.
That reminds me, so when you make these calls, where are you logging the information from the call?
In contacts.
Okay.
Yeah, and so remember last week when we did the login activity? That's where I'm doing it. So when I'm in the task list on that first bit.
You actually have a phone call that says it's due on yours. Could you show us real quick?
Maybe I do my lead generation in the morning.
Oh,
So I will see if there's one there. Anyway, then it sets a delay and it puts them back on the Part 1 and Smart Plan. So these two continuously bunny hop with each other from one plan to the other, so they're always in the cycle. Did that help with your question? So you can do whatever you need to do with a smart plan. There's tons of different options, and you can write them for however it makes sense. I have smart plans written to talk to agents about technology. If you ever got a text message from me saying, hey, how's your command going? How can I help out? Well, that was probably a smart plan through my auto text Twilio. And if you execute it on it well, you really can stay in touch and get a great bit. So other places, things you can do with these smart plans, of course, an open house follow-up plan, all sorts of plans. I don't want to dig into each and every individual plan, but if you need help with that stuff, hit me up during my office hours. Let's do a one-on-one and help you out with what a smart plan should be and what it should look like for you and your team. So going back to answering Tasha's question, let's see what we have. So this is my home screen. When I first log in, I have the task list. And here's one right now. I actually have to follow up. It's a task to follow up with Casey Crowner, and it's due today. I don't see a call right now. These are all follow-ups because my calls are later on. But it works functionally the same. So if you click here on the contact name on the task, it'll take you to the task list, which I don't know why that didn't auto-populate. Or if you, I hit the wrong thing. Or if you click on the contact, it'll get you directly into their contact card. And here's a cool little feature that I like to go with is you can actually click on the phone number and you can text them directly here independently, or you can click on call, and if you have an auto dialer set up, it's going to dial right there for your auto dialer. So if you're using Slide Dial or Mojo or something like that, otherwise you're just going to make the phone call, and you can just log right here what was said, and if they responded, click has responded, so you can track that you connected with them. Otherwise, I put left a voicemail, blah 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 blah, and you click add to timeline. In fact,
So there's a report that you can see when those are logged. Like
yes.
calls and stuff.
Yeah, that's what we looked at in my office hours. So called and see happy birthday, has responded, and added to the timeline, it's right there. So that's just a way to review doing that. And then of course, you could go back to the home screen or to the task list, check it off and go to the next call. Or if you're working from a specific list, you can just hit next through. You can also, if you go into the contact, you can look right here at their tasks to see what task that contact has right there, and then click that off as well. So that is basically what I want to cover today with Smartplans. Did anyone get anything awesome out of this one? It didn't feel quite as energetic as the last class. So I want to make sure you're all feeling good. Can I get an aha from somebody just so I can confirm?
But you can connect Smartplans. And you bounce it.
Yeah, they can bounce. They can repeat unlimited, or they can bunny hop back and forth to everybody.
I didn't know you can make a custom plan.
Yeah, you can write whatever you'd like to. So again, if you need help figuring out what to write, especially for you new folks, check out the library, see if there's something that catches your eye that you think is cool. Talk to myself, Ron, or a member of the ALC, and we can all help you out. All right, any other questions before I let you go? We're looking right on time. I tried to leave 10 minutes for questions, so.
I had questions about the tasks, because I have some tasks online.
About the tasks?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so when you have a smart plan in your build, if you're putting in the smart plan to call them, so let's go this sphere of influence one that I have. This phone call is going to create a task to call them, but also, actually we'll go this part here. So not only do I have a phone call, but I have this touch task here to send a handwritten note. That's going to create an item on my task list to do. It's not going to automate that one. It's going to say, hey, you need to write this person a note and check it off the list.
Okay. I have tasks that are already in my tasks tab that I didn't put in there.
Yes, so that's part of being a new agent. They're auto-generated in there to help you get set up with command. So if you're a new agent, you're going to have those to-do lists on your task list because they're asking you to set up your command and to get things started.
Okay, are we going to have help with that?
I'm happy to help you. You should have received an email with my office hours. So just pop in that Zoom link like you did with help on what computer you were looking at. Anytime during those hours, I'm sitting there waiting for people. I'd love to see more of you.
Okay, that sounds good.
Other projects.
Thank you.
No problem. All righty. Well, if there's, I'll hang out for a few minutes, answer questions. But if there's nothing else, we're good to go. I'll see you guys next week. We're going to look into opportunities. I'm going to take you all the way through how to do all your documents to make sure you're in compliant. And if we have time, we're going to go into commissions, how to get paid. If we run short of time, that'll be cut though, because Tammy does teach a monthly class on that one. So thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Oh, and by the way, if you haven't, please make sure you're signing in if you're on Zoom. I just need you to put your name and phone number and everything in there, because it looks like I'm missing most of y'all in the Zoom land. Name,
How do-
phone number, and email, please.
How do we do that?
So you, in your Zoom window, there's a box that says chat at the bottom of your control. You just click on that chat box, it'll bring up a chat window.
Chat with, oh, got it.
All right, so Chris, are you still struggling with your computer
No,
behavior?
I got it. Super cool.
I just didn't want to say that publicly.
I always say it. I ask these questions though because I guarantee you if I mean, I'm not technically savvy,
Mhm.
so I ask the questions because a lot of times people won't ask.
Oh,
because
100%.
They don't know. So I don't mind asking the question. And we have very limited time, and so I know that. But as soon as we get lost, then we can't move on to the next piece.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I love that you asked those questions. If it came across that I didn't love it, let me know.
No,
I just
it
want to.
did.
You should work on being less paper friendly.
No.
All right, good for this section. No, I'm joking. No, I love when people ask questions. That's why I try to get people to ask more questions. Like the only reason I moved on a little bit there is because I could see there that it was user error and I didn't want to be like, oh, you know, on camera in front of everybody. Oh, Chris, you're just doing it wrong.
You're totally Karen. How would that be?
So perfect. Well, last call for questions from Zoom. Otherwise, I'm going to shut off Zoom since y'all are being silent.
No, I have a lot, but I'll probably just hop on.
Fair enough. Well, you know where my office is. So, sorry if I realize I'm kind of pulling the curtain back on some of the things you've gotten too. So,
Oh, no, it's okay.
well, just it's kind of funny because it's like, oh yeah, you're probably saying like, yep, I've received that text message.
I have. And then I was like, this isn't his number.
Yep. So, good stuff. Well, I will see you guys soon then, and hope you have a great one.
All right, have a good one. Bye.